Dear friends, welcome to our webinar. My name is Alexey Ognev, CEO of the DigiU ecosystem. Today, we will discuss the latest news, and as always, there is plenty to cover. Also, joining us today is Alexander E., who, along with the WebWise Ventures team, is currently in Dubai, attending two of the most significant events of the year, Blockchain Life and TOKEN2049. These are the two main events of the first half of the year. Consequently, we will talk about the completion of the fourth and final stage of financing for RWA projects and what lies ahead. In general, there is a lot of news, and events are unfolding more and more. Let's try to go through them systematically and provide some comments and insights. First and foremost, what is currently happening is that there is less and less time left until the sale of shares concludes. June 30, 2024 marks the last day to purchase new share packages. Sales of new packages will cease from July 1st. This means that those who have opted for installment plans or will do so within the remaining time will have the opportunity to pay off, but they won't be able to increase or purchase new packages. This key decision, made last year, brought much joy to everyone. It's evident that those who hold shares in the ecosystem benefit greatly. You own everything the ecosystem owns, everything being created within it and in the future. Therefore, the decision is not just about completion of sales, but also about burning unclaimed shares. And this will significantly increase each investor's share in the ecosystem. All of this will unfold this year. We are currently preparing to conclude, restructure, and burn unclaimed shares. Then, we will move towards a more serious direction, into corporate side, creating a closed joint stock company, then transforming it into an open one for public offering. We will discuss all of this. I think there will be several webinars on these topics. We will talk about the differences, the pros and cons of the first option and the second option as well. Well, as we usually do, we will choose the best one. And most likely, it will be some hybrid model that will allow us to feel confident and develop as properly and efficiently as possible. So, there is very little time left until the end of share sales. As we've mentioned, we increase the share price monthly. Therefore, it's worth explicitly warning that from May 1st and June 1st, the price increase will be more significant. If we have been increasing it by half a cent each month since the beginning of the year, now we can expect an increase of several cents at once. In other words, the less shares sold, the more advantageous it is for everyone. So, for those who take a long time to decide, you will simply be purchasing shares on less favorable terms. This is perhaps the basic part that I will address in each webinar, so that everyone watching, starting to watch, or just joining the ecosystem has a clear understanding that time is running out. And joining the ecosystem on such terms will soon be impossible. We will form a closed pool of shareholders, then happily and joyfully develop the company into a unicorn first, then into $1 trillion company, and so on. There are examples of such companies. How to achieve this is clear to us, but time, precision, and speed remain the criteria. Consequently, we've proven more than once that we understand what we are doing. In addition to concluding share sales, during these first months of the year, we have been financing our RWA projects. We have two projects, RWA Bank and RWA Marketplace. Two broad concepts that are already filling up with commercial products, which we are particularly proud of. This is all thanks to smart financing, a well-thought-out development strategy, the right team, and consequently, the most efficient allocation of resources. What do we see? We see that in the RWA bank ecosystem, deposits are operational, cards have been launched, and we have a wallet with 4,000 users. And the number of users is only growing. What else do we see? We see that the first direction of tokenized real estate is about to launch in the marketplace. And in May, this direction will officially kick off. We see that negotiations are underway to obtain various licenses and establish a legal structure. In general, the pre-seed round, which we announced in December, even a bit earlier, I think in November of last year, is successfully nearing its completion. And the fourth stage was the final one. So, congratulations to everyone on that. A very large number of people, our investors, have managed to participate over the 4 stages. And what particularly pleases us and everyone who participated is that they received shares of these projects as a gift, completely free of charge. For a simple, understandable reason. Because this is the early stage. It's the pre-seed round, where there is an idea, a clear business model, and a team that effectively produces results. And accordingly, when it's still impossible to conduct a clear evaluation, to show any metrics, everything is in such rapid development, in constant hypothesis testing. We came up with and implemented a model that allows us to receive shares as a gift for performing standard actions, purchasing new DigiU share packages, paying installments, in other words, for making payments. And thus, firstly, we efficiently financed the projects, the 4th stage and all the previous ones. And secondly, we had a fairly even, efficient financing for all developments within the DigiU ecosystem, which were never stopped for a day or a second. We see that our venture fund is effectively developing. Alexander E., in the previous webinars, 1 or 2 webinars ago, when we were in Vietnam, talked about the projects that have already entered the fund and those that are being prepared. Overall, right now, I think in a few minutes he will join us directly from Dubai, from the TOKEN2049 exhibition, where he will also share plans and results. So, we see the efficient development of 2 such powerful startups, such infrastructural projects of the ecosystem in the field of RWA, marketplace and bank. We see the efficient development of the venture fund. In other words, the portfolio is filling up. We see that commercial projects are being launched. And all of this is happening at a very, very rapid pace. Well, this is what I and the entire team are proud of. And we can already clearly say that the pre-seed round has achieved its goals. Now I'm talking about RWA projects. We have complete, or almost complete, MVPs in the context of the marketplace, meaning minimal viable products. For the bank, for example, they have already been tested. There is a clear earning model for deposits, a clear earning model for cards, for the wallet. Of course, all of this will be improved and developed. We will talk about this further, because ahead of us, we still have loans like banking products, what we call mortgages, audits, blockchains, licenses, still a lot more. But already now we can confirm that the bank's MVP is operational. The marketplace MVP will be launched by the end of this month and presented to the public at an investment forum that we will hold in Indonesia, where we will introduce the first tokenized assets and present the further strategy. The forum will be held in a closed mode for the DigiU ecosystem. Everyone we want to see has already received invitations. These are both major investors and those involved in promotion, partners in various countries, experts in various fields. Also, there will be an open part, where actually real estate market participants will be invited, developers, brokers, and everyone involved in real estate in Indonesia. And accordingly, we will present the marketplace format, conduct training, and there will be a serious program aimed firstly at the successful launch of the marketplace. And we are talking about launching on the market, not internally, for example, within our ecosystem, where we offer super beneficial investment proposals to our audience. We are talking about the MVP product of the marketplace, tokenized real estate directly with the audience, who both buy and sell and manage the real estate, including the property management company. This event is open. Anyone who falls into the categories I mentioned can attend. And of course, our invited guests will also be there, receive the necessary knowledge, and so on. What I want to highlight and emphasize from all of this is that with the RWA projects, we are following the same path that we have already taken with AVA. That is, when several stages are passed within the ecosystem from the idea to the product. The idea, the initial validation, then the pre-seed round, where the product receives the necessary funding. The team, expertise, connections, everything we can provide. Next is the creation of MVP, testing, market validation, and then the following rounds. And what we see with AVA is that the product is now on everyone's lips worldwide, preparing for listing. And actually, you will soon learn all about it. Exact information and long-awaited TGE dates, and where the listing will take place, will be available very soon. From the latest news, Faraj visited Blockchain Week in Paris. This is a major event in Europe, and directly among 800 projects, AVA took the first place. And we were all very excited. There was a big discussion in AVA chats and within the team. Still, we understood that AVA would compete, possibly entering the top 10. Then there was information that it made it to the top 3, and then the first place. That's really cool. What does this give us? This is one of the qualifying stages for participation in a competition with a prize fund of $10 million. In Silicon Valley, there is a regular talk show where high-level tech startup teams, naturally not at early but at advanced stages, compete for the prize fund, for publicity. So we can already say that AVA hasn't made history yet, but it's receiving huge benefits from participating in this talk show. Because it happens in the market of the United States of America. It's one of the most developed countries' industries for startup financing. And according to statistics, the maximum number of unicorns appears there. This is definitely a success. I am saying this to emphasize that we are moving with the RWA projects exactly along the path we have already tested. And how do we further strengthen this? We do it by creating the business model, firstly on classic, understandable business, the bank and the marketplace. And it has this high-tech, technological, innovative component in the form of such an obvious trend to everyone, tokenization of real-world assets. And by combining these things, we take the advantages of blockchain, tokenization, and all the benefits of proven real business models, combine them, and create these innovative technological startups that we bring to the market. And actually, how do we manage to do all this, including the fact that we have our own venture fund? And let's now give the floor to Alexander E. He is currently in Dubai and will tell us about how he spent these unexpected rainy days for Dubai. And we will hear about the trends, projects, what is being talked about at exhibitions of this level. Let's welcome Alexander and give him the floor. Hello everyone. Right now I'm in Dubai at the TOKEN2049 conference. Yesterday, Blockchain Life just ended. There are a lot of people here. Everyone has moved outside already. The conference is very large, with many rooms, stands, and so on. I'm heading to the side events now. Parallel to this, there are probably over 100 events happening. Of course, due to the weather in Dubai, some events were cancelled, some were postponed. There were heavy rains here, and the city got flooded. There is a traffic collapse in the city right now. Well, we will manage somehow. What can we note? In short, we are in the trends. I'm now going to an event on RWA tokenization by Electric Capital. It's a very serious fund. We are already being invited to such events because it used to be harder for us to get in. In the evening, I'm also meeting with Multiverse, another very promising blockchain. We are welcomed everywhere, although there are many people eager to attend these events. But we are among the 100 out of 1,000 who get invited. There are many discussions on payments. For example, with cards, we are absolutely in trend here. Everyone is interested in our launchpad. We already have many promising partnerships. Yesterday I was interviewed, and they found out that Ava took first place at Paris Blockchain Week. So they approach us, congratulate, greet. And in Dubai, of course, we already know many people. So everyone is waiting for the release of Ava. Our fund is of interest to everyone. Our launchpad, our RWA marketplace are of interest to everyone. There are even developers here from Bali, and we will be meeting with them in Bali. In short, thanks to such conferences, firstly, we are in the trends and understand where everything is going. And I would say, we even lead them, right? So, we need to move forward and move even faster, expand the team, launch more projects. Well, as I would say, it's just the beginning. The industry is constantly evolving. There are many promising connections, new ideas as usual. Yes, we have big plans for this year for the development of the launchpad. There is already a big unwritten roadmap in mind for how everything should develop. We plan that by the end of the year, we will have over 100,000 users on the launchpad, but at least 50,000 active users. And this is already a serious force, making us interesting to any top projects, funds, other launchpads. Everyone is ready to collaborate. We already have 5,000 wallet users. We are already interesting. And this figure grows every day. It's 4,000 now. Soon it will be 5. This figure grows every day. Actually, the RWA marketplace will be launched soon. And we will be holding an event in Bali in early May. And we expect that by the end of the year, the project will already be profitable, able to pay for itself. And next year will bring dividends. So, stay tuned for news. Join us. Actually, there will be very interesting offers, where you can buy tokenized real estate cheaper than if you were buying directly from the developer. We are having such negotiations. And developers are also very interested in this topic. As for real estate tokenization, I met about 5 projects yesterday that are just starting to deal with it, and we are already launching. So, draw your conclusions. Obviously, we are in the trends. Thank you for being with us. We are all, of course, waiting for the release of Ava. We are doing our best to get listed on top exchanges. Everything is ready to launch the token, but we don't want to launch on some small exchange, although we have an agreement. We want to launch on the top one. We are waiting for either Bybit or OKX. And this already opens up new horizons. We are now being introduced to other projects for integration and collaboration. I'm sure that we will be proud of AVA, the Launchpad, the RWA Marketplace, and other products that are currently being developed, discussed but not yet launched, about which we don't talk. Following our policy, less talk, more action. Actually, another project is getting ready to launch. Stay with us, support us. Follow the news. Use the opportunities that arise. If someone is in Dubai and has any proposals or something that really makes sense to discuss, we can meet without any problems. We are open. Thanks to Alexander for such detailed information directly from the forefront. Thanks to his visits, comprehensive work on establishing connections with new partners, achieving results. Actually, our fund is filling up. Firstly, with promising projects. We get into deals that are a big stroke of luck, and where the probability of success is huge. This is entirely Alexander's merit. We see, thanks to his work, what will be in demand in the coming years from a commercial side. We see trends. And as we have repeatedly said, the venture fund is the department responsible for our money. It attracts, finances, earns, and the venture financing model is the fastest way to create a unicorn. That's the first thing. Both to own a unicorn and to profit from it. So, we always move in the shortest, most efficient way in all our endeavors. Thanks to Alexander. Write questions in the chats under this broadcast. Write questions, like Alexander, me, and we will answer them. If something particularly interests you, as I always urge, ask questions that will be interesting to answer, and that will be interesting and useful to the audience. Usually, all other questions already have answers. Knowledge bases, documents, and so on are prepared. So, try to ask the most accurate, interesting questions. What do I want to say in the concluding part of this webinar? Firstly, to remind you that from May 1st, the price of shares will significantly increase. If you are still thinking, delaying, looking for options, don't do that. Get the minimum or maximum, whatever convenient package for you. And I remind you that there is currently a restriction. You can purchase no more than $20,000 worth of shares in one go. So you can choose any package. What will this allow? We have this offer until the end of sales. This is when you buy a package after payment. You fix the price for yourself for 3 months based on the first package. So, for those who are hesitant, I urge you to choose the most suitable share package. Take it, perhaps in installments. And then, throughout May, figure it out, knowing that your price is fixed. And you are already in a winning position compared to everyone else. And the second part, which I want to talk about. Probably from the very first stage of financing, each subsequent one, in the second, third, fourth, we repeatedly received messages, both in tech support, chats, and personal messages from several dozen people. They want us not just to give away shares of RWA projects, but for them to have the opportunity to buy them directly, not through purchasing shares of the DigiU ecosystem. From April 22nd to 26th, from Monday to Friday, a total of 5 days, the opportunity will be open. That is, a closed round will be held in RWA Bank and RWA marketplace. 2 projects will be available for purchase immediately. I'll say right away that the allocation we've set aside is quite small. $50,000 in the bank and $50,000 in the marketplace. 2 projects will be available immediately. And these rounds have become a good tradition for us. Usually, such rounds close very quickly in our ecosystem. That is, within no more than a day. I think we had a maximum of 28 hours. But usually it's the first 24 hours. This will be the last, only opportunity to participate in the pre-seed round. There may be further rounds, Series A rounds, seed rounds, but obviously these will be different conditions, different valuations and everything else. So this will be on April 22nd. Right after this webinar, we will release a post with detailed conditions. Allocation up to $50,000. Accordingly, the nominal value of the package you can buy, I think, starts from $100 for us. So everyone can participate if you manage to, because there are quite a large number of interested people. There will be time to prepare. Today is Friday. The round starts on Monday during the day. We will announce the exact time later. What else probably needs to be said? What other benefits? Actually, we've made a convenient payment form. That is, you can pay directly in your personal account using all forms of deposit. This includes partner accounts, personal accounts, bank cards, payment systems, and cryptocurrencies, making it as accessible as possible for everyone. That's all, probably. I urge everyone who wanted to participate in these rounds. They will close either when the allocated amount for the projects is reached or after a certain period of time. And both options are extremely advantageous and effective for the ecosystem. So use the opportunities that the ecosystem provides wisely. Don't postpone decision-making, because the speed of decision-making is one of the main factors of the modern world. We make decisions very quickly, and we have profitable projects appearing both in our portfolio and in our technological venture portfolios. And all of this leads to development. I suggest to all viewers, participants and partners to follow our example and use these opportunities as we do. Thank you for today's meeting. Goodbye.